Collective, welcome to the channel. It is October 13th, 2025. I hope the day has been treating you kindly. Let's tap right in and see what storyline Spirit would like to share with us. Storyline for the collective, please, Spirit. Storyline for the collective. Please and thank you. Collective energy. Storyline for the collective, please, Spirit. Storyline for the collective. All right, in the central energy, we've got, so this came out, but then this card kind of came out and it stuck out. So we've got fear. So there's fear, there's illusion, there might be something hidden about you leaving. In the challenge position, we've got the Four of Swords. Something is being laid to rest. Time for recuperation. In the subconscious, the Chariot. So you're leaving. You're definitely moving on. And somebody's afraid of it. They're having anxiety because you're leaving them behind. In the recent past, the Sun, a rebirth, some form of success, intentions and expectations, the Five of Cups. Your success is somebody else's failure. They're in regret. They thought they were going to be able to keep you down, but you rose back up, or God led you back into an ascension. He brought you up from the depths. And gave you a victory. Publicly recognized. This is happening in the ethers, and then you've got somebody trying to play the part here in the 3D. It's all manufactured. We've got a soap opera of sorts going on in the 3D right now. However, unfortunately, it is, you know, it's not pleasant. The lens is being looked through. Disconnect. Somebody's been disconnected. They don't like what they're being offered. In the environment. Well, this one's on top. So we've got an illusion. Somebody's daydreaming. So they don't like what they've been offered, and they're daydreaming about your Nine of Cups. They're trying to cast an illusion around that. They don't want you having it. Obviously, you've got the victory here. It's already happened in the etheric realm, in the astral realm. So hopes and fears. Strength. Courage. And the outcome. Spirit. And the outcome. The outcome, please, Spirit. Well, we've got nostalgia. A return to innocence. A homecoming. A return to innocence. So there's a homecoming. So, you know, you may be somebody who left a particular dimensional reality or timeline to come here to this space and place, this dense realm of war, in order to find information and other necessary knowledge regarding what is happening and what is being planned and all of that stuff. Looks like you were successful. Somebody wants to cast an illusion around your Nine of Pentacles here, around your wish come true, but there is a return to the community. Somebody still wants to take your place. They're still playing a role, you know, as they're trying to present themselves to the public eye. But you, I don't think, have that stage, not in the 3D. Whoever you are, you're not in the public eye in the 3D, although you are very much victorious in the other realm. You have completed your mission successfully. And there is a rebirth here. The divine was talking about the prodigal son. So somebody who deep dove into this illusion, this web of whatever, has received a rebirth. The prodigal son is home. So we've got the moon and the moon and the Six of Swords. And we've got love spell in the reverse. Moving on. Somebody's afraid. They're having anxiety because you're moving on. The love spell didn't work. The Four of Swords is in the challenge position. You're, yeah, a liar. Somebody's being laid to rest, perhaps, for lying. Somebody may be trying to lie about your stability. The love spell didn't work. You're leaving. You're moving on. You're in your chariot, victorious. It's like you've got the Six of Swords moving on. You've got the chariot moving on. And you've got the Six of Wands, victory. And you will be traveling soon. The chariot, and you will be traveling soon. You have somebody in the environment trying to cast an illusion regarding this Nine of Cups. They're in a Four of Cups energy, but they're trying to cast the illusion that they are receiving your victory. There's a rebirth. The sun is in the recent past. Success, rebirth, all is well. Your heart is open. There could be a rebirth of this beautiful love within you. Somebody is in regret. They have failed here. They failed to shut your heart down with all these stupid love spells. Health issues could arise. They may be having issues with their health. They were dependent on you. shutting down, going into south node, but you didn't. You decided to be love. You decided to go up into that higher vibration, and you got yourself a 6 of Wands here. Challenges. You are victorious over your challenges. You're victorious over your challenges, and everybody can see it. Public recognition. You have victory over these challenges. You've got somebody here in a 4 of Cups energy. They've got disconnected and they're not happy with what they've been given here. I mean, they really want your stuff, but the love spell didn't work. Oops, I flipped over a whole gob of cards, and it's all, just read them off real quick. So they've got a new cycle. Or it's like this cycle of intimacy could be over, and there's a new cycle beginning because luck is on your side and you're getting divorced because whoever this was a third-party enemy. So, yeah. So they got disconnected from you. The other day, there was never really a contract. It's like this person is it's a love spell. They do magic to gain contracts, and then they just piss all over everybody and take their 9 of Cups. That's what they're trying to do here, but the love spell didn't work. Whoever this is, they're a liar. They're trying to lie. You're out of here, man. You're out of here. You're like, I'm out of here. This person is trying to say that they're part of you. A freaking narcissist is disconnected. They're not happy with what they got. This narcissist is too full of themselves. They're in the 7 of Cups. They're wishful thinking. They've got this wishful thinking. It's like, ooh, they want this opportunity. You've got this 9 of Cups here, a life of luxury coming for you. And this rat bastard wants to take it. They want to steal it. I've heard them. The youngers out there who are still under this person's wing. Steal it? Yeah, that's what they're planning on doing. They want to cast an illusion, and they want to steal your life of luxury. They want to steal your wish come true. This narcissist who's got disconnected, they're not happy with what they've got because they're a rat bastard. They're out there scrounging in the cupboards of everybody else, and they're just leaving shit everywhere with their stupid little love spells, tapping into people's energies and their minds, trying to get their wish come true for themselves. They're a real good actor or actress, and I'm telling you, they're not so good. But people, for some reason, believe it. So we've got caution. So yeah, somebody's wishful thinking about your life of luxury. Use caution. We've got, they're daydreaming. They're trying to cast illusions. Their love spell is backfiring or it's not working. In the hopes and fears, we've got strength, courage, control, power, strength, and control. It's what they're hoping for. They want your life. You've got it in the ethers. You've already got it. You've got victory over all your challenges in the ethers. Everything's going great. We've got air sign, courage, passion, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, air sign. We've got to return to harmony within the community. A state of joy regarding union and sacred relationship. Not this crap. Look, and we got distance in the reverse. So this isn't distant. You and your partner may be physically or emotionally distant, but it came in the reverse. So you and your partner are coming together real soon. And and this new cycle is beginning. Expect to hear from them soon. But whoever this is that says they want to come back, they're being told to move on. They gambled you. They took a gamble and you let them go. So this pregnancy, this birthing thing, they got to go back and do it again. They want you back. They want to get you pregnant. But, you know, whatever. They lost out, man. You're listening to your intuition and you know. Sneaky Pete. Sneaky Pete. What is it? We got Sneaky Pete, Wacky Jack. What else are there? Tom, Dick, and Harry. Peeping Tom. And why are all those things for masculine names? Well, gee, I wonder why. I don't know. Sorry, fellas, you divine fellas. I don't know why Sneaky Pete had to make it so freaking obvious that he was being sneaky, and everybody decided to call him Sneaky Pete, and now everybody out there named Pete is pissed off because they think he's sneaky. So they should be mad at the actual Sneaky Pete for starting that stupid misperception. Okay, so we got failure. They failed to blame you for their stuff. They have to accept responsibility for their own well-being because they failed to blame you for it. We got the moon here. So somebody's having anxiety because you're moving on. Their love spell did not work, or it backfired. Service. Somebody may have done a service. Somebody may have hired somebody to do a love spell, but it backfired or it didn't work. You are recuperating. Somebody's being laid to rest because they're a liar. They're trying to be sneaky with this magic, this manipulation. Yeah, in the mind, there's a liar. They're being sneaky regarding the mental body of people. This is a manipulator, an illusionist. Somebody's casting an illusion here. It's a liar. See, they're doing love spells on people, but it's backfiring. They're pretending as though they are a being of service, but they're a liar. They're playing with people's minds right now. You've got your Chariot here, and you will be traveling soon. There's a departure. You're grateful and thankful. They were trying to do a love spell on a being who is here who is being of service. You are a being of service. You are here to help the people. And you've got this illusionist here, this narcissist, who doesn't like the cup that they've been offered. So they're trying to cast an illusion regarding your life of luxury, your wish come true, the reward that you got coming to you. They want to take it. They want to tell the people in the 3D flesh suits that it belongs to them. But Spirit knows otherwise. I suppose we'll find out. We've got the sun here, so all is well. There has been a rebirth. The light is shining brightly, and you've got your heart open. It's fueled by love. There's so much love. Fiery, fiery love. Life force, vitality, abundance. You're a limitless being, and you can manifest whatever you desire in this physical reality. With love, with the light of the sun. The expectation is that somebody's going to be in regret and disappointed. Their health is failing them. Growth in consciousness and awareness. There could be something going on in consciousness. There could be something going on in their mental body. You've got a victory over your challenges and challengers. We've got peace. The negative energy is being released. You've got somebody in the 3D trying to go through the motions. They're trying to put together a movie, right? Things are already happening in the astral. So now we've got a whole bunch of book writers, movie writers, play scripts. Everybody's going out there writing stories. And we got everybody wanting to fill the roles of those stories. Yes, we do. You got a narcissist here who does not like their freaking offer. Surrender their need to control. This narcissist is being disconnected with the Four of Cups. They're too full of themselves. They got to surrender. They got to release their need to control. They're trying to cast illusions around this Nine of Pentacles here. They want that life of luxury. It doesn't belong to them. They haven't earned it. They haven't generated anything of value to actually draw that into them, but they see that you have it here in the ethers, and so here in the 3D they want it. They're actually talking about, you know, kidnapping people and actually just taking it, forcing it here in the 3D. But God's here now. Look, guilt. So they got to use caution. Everybody knows they're guilty, and we're releasing those things that don't assist in the soul's growth. We've got strength and courage here. Air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Whoa, that came out in the reverse. Discipline in the reverse. They lack discipline. We've got memories, nostalgia. So there's an innocence and a joy, a joyous homecoming happening, and it's not in the distance. It's coming up real quick. We got patience. Everything happens in divine order, and that's exactly when it's happening. And we've got distance in the reverse. So whoever your person is in that other realm could very well be here soon. Somebody is worried. They want forgiveness. See, you bring a perfect state of harmony into the world, and you do so without judgment. You release the need to know all the answers when you are having doubt. You rest in love. You rest in divine. The other day, somebody was asking about Divine Feminine's faith, and they were told that she has the faith of a mustard seed, which is pretty magnificent. Your happiness has let you persevere through this challenge. You possess gifts of the soul that benefit you and others. This beautiful, light-filled and happy way that you have of being in the world has earned you your freedom as well as your courage, you know? You're very courageous. You're very strong. You do things with confidence. You know that you're connected to the Most High Divine. You know that happiness means you're on the right path. So you probably work to stay happy. Somebody's envious because they left you alone, but you weren't really alone. They were trying to blame you for what they were doing, but you had a witness. Even though you were alone. See, they envied you and they left you alone, but even when you're alone, you're not alone. So that means they have failed to blame you because you had a witness that knew you didn't actually do what these ones were trying to pin on you. You've been watched, and yeah, they were talking the other day that he was standing right by her. So there's somebody, a guardian, standing right by you. Like, your witness is right here, and these ones are afraid. Denial. They're receiving denial because it's obvious, like this blame, trying to stick it on you. You're a successful being. You know that there's no greater goal than to love. Your friends know. Your friends know. You're accepted. You've got a whole friend network here that you can trust. Oh yeah, that's wonderful. You got a whole new friends network you can trust. Wow, after centuries of dealing with this narcissist, freaking pulling strings and driving people into the ground and casting all of these illusions over the minds. This is a liar. It's right here. This is a liar. This person may be speaking telepathically to people, or they lied about the state of your mind. They've been doing love spells on people for a service, but it didn't work, perhaps. Take it as it resonates. Somebody may be trying to hide the fact that you're leaving. They're having anxiety because you're leaving. The love spell backfired or it didn't work. You're a being of service. You feel good when you can help others, or it was a service that they hired to do a love spell, but it didn't work. Attention. 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 Look at me, insists the precocious spirit of this card. The center of attention. She's only interested in the sound of her own voice. Well, it's a feminine on this card. Please take it as it resonates, because I'm picking up a masculine, but you may be different for your story. So please go ahead and do what you need to do about that. This says, at times she'll even refer to herself in the third person. When she asks you for something with a warm smile, but cold, calculating eyes, be careful. Don't feed the hungry ghost. Holy moly! Don't feed the hungry freaking ghost. You know, there are entities here living the lives of dead men and women. So, attention. Don't feed the hungry ghost. The love spell didn't work. Backfired, something about that. Somebody may have been hired to do a service, to do a love spell. For somebody who wants all of the attention. Somebody wants all of the attention. So they're out there they're hiring somebody to do freaking love spells on people. They're hiring somebody to do love spells on people because they want to be the center of the attention. They're out there trying to cast illusions over this Nine of Cups, this luxurious, I'm so great kind of a thing. This narcissist, they don't actually have any of that. They're actually, wow, they're hiring people to do magic, to do love spells on the populace, on their mind. They're trying to manipulate the minds of people. And, you know, Spirit Divine stated a few days ago that they sabotaged themselves when they tried to program everybody. If you're in your chariot, you will be traveling soon, and you're grateful and thankful. Yay! Getting out of Dodge. Going home. They want your home. They're lying to people in their mind. So they're sending out false messages. They're doing love spells. But it looks like God is causing them to backfire. Martyr in the reverse. They're not able to martyr you. You're not dealing with this person who is saying, look at me. Look at me. I've done so many sacrifices for you. I'm the greatest. No. Okay? Because no, it's not working. Nobody believes it. This person hasn't done jack. I mean, you know, whoever this is, they might be saying that they're doing this grandiose saving, you know, your future or your capacity for happiness or something, but it's just not true. The love spell's backfiring. They're not working. God is mirroring it back. He's not letting it. He's not letting this, whoever this is, and whoever is they're hiring to do this magic love spell over the minds of the people or the person, the people, play, whatever. Okay, micro, macro, take it as it resonates. We've got the sun here, a rebirth, and your heart is open still. You're a limitless, abundant being. You can manifest whatever you want in this physical reality, which means that you're challenging the storyline, program that is being broadcast over the television. Congratulations. Congratulations, abundant being. You still have the capacity to love, and your light is magnificent and shining. Well, and you know why it's shining so damn brightly? Because of the darkness, the deep, darkness that you endured. Now your light is that bright. Right? So you have to come into balance, right? It has to, so the deeper the roots go, the higher the tree goes, right? And these ones, these liars stated that she went deeper than they thought, which means that the family tree will go higher than they thought. Anyhow, somebody's in regret and disappointment. Health issues are arising. They could have a growth, some kind of a growth in the mind. Because this says growth in consciousness and awareness. In this instance, because we've got health issues could arise, somebody is in regret, and we've got growth, consciousness, and awareness. This tells me that there's a growth in the consciousness, in the mind or whatever, and they're aware of it. So whatever that is, could be that they're optimistic about it. Maybe they're having, maybe their health issues are arising because optimism is expanding, it's growing. Whatever you've done here to gain this victory, it is bringing optimism. So we've got, these guys are, so you got the sun, their heart is open, a limitless, abundant being, getting congratulated. You've got somebody here who has failed, and health issues could arise because you have got a rebirth. The prodigal son is home, and we've got health issues are arising because you've grown in consciousness and awareness. You could have grown in happiness. You've grown in consciousness and awareness. There's been an expansion in happiness. Like maybe whatever you're sharing within consciousness is optimism. Like you're lifting the spirits of people. Maybe whatever you're sharing here is making people feel more optimistic about life. Optimism is growing. Whoever this sun is here, and I'm sure there's many of you out there, limitless, abundant beings, still capable of loving regardless of the trauma that you went through. All this magic done to your mental body to steer your life, to program your life down a certain path so that somebody could harvest you. We've got Six of Wands, public recognition, victory over your challenges, peace is here. You're releasing the negative energy, and it's important. Whatever it is, it's very important. Maybe people see you as important. We've got somebody, there's a disconnected narcissist here who has to surrender their need to control. messenger. They might have gotten the message. Somebody's sending them the message. But we do have in the environment a 7 of Cups. Somebody is daydreaming and trying to cast illusions around your 9 of Cups wish come true. We've got caution and guilt. So they need to use caution here, because you're releasing that which doesn't assist in soul's growth, and they don't, because they're this bohemian. They're not willing to settle down and be responsible. They don't even care whether the kids have a lunch to take to school or not. They're too busy dancing around, smoking their whatever, and having a party, you know, impressing people with their fake wit and stuff. There is strength and courage here. We have air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and we've got discipline in the reverse. They're not able to accomplish what they set their mind to. You're too strong. You're too courageous. You might be an air sign, or whoever this is might be an air sign. We've got labor. They're not able to, look, this card says that I can accomplish what I set my mind to, but it's in the reverse. So they're not able to accomplish what they set their mind to with their work. Whatever work they're doing, it's not doing anything. In the outgoing energy, we have nostalgia. So there is a return to innocence and joy within this homecoming. Within the community, and it's happening now. Like you and your partner are physically close, so they could be in the same vicinity. But we do have patience, so they're close. This card says you or your partner may be physically or emotionally distant, but it's in the reverse. So whoever this is with the 4 of Wands, so they're close, but still there is a need for patience, so that everything happens in the divine order. So we still got this mess going on with this person this narcissist trying to cast the illusion. See, they want to swap. This is what they've got coming to them, and this is what you have coming to you. And you've got this narcissist here trying to cast an illusion that your stuff is their stuff. But they're guilty of not settling down or being responsible. You know, they want to come in and do magic on people and present themselves as the best thing ever, but it's just not that. That's just not true. Leadership in the reverse. They're not able to steal your leadership role. Or patience, everything in divine timing. They're flipping leadership right now. Okay, that's what's happening. Leadership is coming undone. So patience. God is flipping tables right now. The tables are being flipped on the leadership. Those people who are trying to be, you know, the master. You know, those who want to be the God of the people, whatever. We got leadership, and it's all coming undone right now. Patience, everything happens in divine order. You and your sweetheart seem to be in the same area, like in the same country at least. BU. I gotta look at this BU card. Let me look at this, BU, because to me that says somebody wants to be you, but let me look at this because it could be something different. BU. Be on high alert. There is an interloper, a meddlesome third party. that wants to lure you away from all that you value and hold near and dear. While you're unaware, it's crashing brazenly through your gates and crushing your boundaries with its own agenda and narrative. So you've got somebody, there's a player here, an explorer player. This is a time traveling player using all of the knowledge that they have, trying to be you. Okay, that's what they're trying to do. You are being remembered. There's a tribe here that was in competition with you, and they could have martyred you to gain your status of privilege that you had earned as you are, because you are a shining one. And then they brought you all this freaking drama and drove your life into the ground. There is a promise of change here. They're not getting your leadership role, or the leadership, whoever this is that's trying to pretend that they're the one doing what you're doing in these other spaces and places. They're not getting your leadership role. This is coming undone. And the other day, there was this thing about an overthrowing of government systems, or a government system. Take it as it resonates. Third party. People are gossiping about third party enemies. Somebody's in fear. They're having anxiety because you're moving on. The love spell didn't work. Well, whoever they hired as a service to do this love spell, it didn't work. Or it could be that God is providing a service and reversing the love spells on those people who were begging for your attention with this magical means. Neglected. This person that's begging for attention right now failed to give you what you needed. It looks like somebody's offering a service, or there's somebody out there that is doing return to senders, or mirroring back this malarkey that this Jacko has going on. They're being laid to rest, or maybe they're challenged because you have recovered from what this liar did to your mind, and your home, your body, your temple. Disagreements. You're in your chariot. You're going to be traveling soon. You're grateful and thankful. You're not a martyr. They're not able to martyr you. You aren't out here trying to convince people that you're the greatest thing since freaking sugar or whatever, you know? You're like, they're not able to unalive you. You don't really want to present yourself as anybody's savior. It's like you just want to get out of Dodge. Leave this game behind. All is well. The sun is shining. Your heart is open. You got your abundance and your limitless potential. You're receiving congratulations, hospitality. You're very nice still. You're not a jerk. And we've got reciprocity. Equal give and take is what you got coming up. We've got here too, we've got a brown-skinned person and a pale-skinned person. So it looks to me as though this is more of a unity, you know, more like people working together without prejudice, you know, equal give and take. Somebody is in regret and they're disappointed, having health issues because there has been growth in consciousness and awareness, and it's making people happy. Like there's optimism, people are happy. It's like the levels of happiness are growing, you know, and these people operate in the lower frequencies, like suffering and fear and, oh my God, what are we gonna do? We gotta protect our country, you know, whatever suffering is. I mean, so that's why they love to televise trauma, tragic events, because they want people afraid. They want people seeking vengeance. They want people destabilized, you know. They made mistakes. They made mistakes. They wish they could right their wrongs, but they can't. They're having health issues. So they made mistakes, and now there's a growth in optimism. Happiness is spreading, and you've got victory over your challenges. The negative energies are being removed. Peace is being restored. You are a being of love, and this is important. People may see you as an important person. They might think that what you're doing here is important. Soul contract. This is an important soul contract. You may have earned or you may have come into alignment with another, with a very important soul contract. This narcissist is being disconnected. They're too full of themselves. They need to surrender their need to control. They could be getting the message. There's a messenger here that may be telling them. What's this messenger telling them besides they got to control? The message is, we've got runner and soul tie. The message is what? They ran from a soul tie. This narcissist ran from a soul tie, and then they went out there and started casting love spells over the minds of people in order to F with their world and their lives. This narcissist has to surrender their need to control. They ran from that soul tie. There was never an actual union or marriage or connection. It was all a freaking illusion cast by these stupid love spells that are now no longer working. So they're trying to cast an illusion over your Nine of Cups. They want it, and they want it bad, but they better use caution, because this person is guilty of not being responsible or willing to settle down. And that which no longer assists in soul growth is being removed. They're reminiscing about the inside jokes. There was no inside jokes. He and his person, oh yeah, that was so fun to F them up. Did you see that? Glory! But you're too strong. You're too strong here and courageous. You've got a subtle power over this air sign. They're not able to accomplish what they want with the labor that they're doing or that they're hiring. Values in the reverse. They're not able to get this money. They can't get this money. You don't share their values. They're not able to get this money. This love spell is not working. You don't care for them. They neglected you. They hoarded all of the attention, and they tried to hide everybody whose wealth they were siphoning while pretending that they were great. So we've got nostalgia. There's a history or memory or a return to innocence and joy with this homecoming within this community. You and your person may actually be in the same country, in the same state, in the same whatever. Patience, everything happens in divine order. Leadership is being turned up on its head. Escape. Somebody isn't a leader, or leaders are being flipped upside down. They're being fired. They're being whatever. They want to escape. It could be that there was a leader here that did not do their job, and now they're looking for an escape. They might have posed as a leader, but didn't accomplish any damn thing. They were just out there strutting their stuff, telling everybody how beautiful and how great they are. They want forgiveness. They're confused. You're holding back. You don't want them in your space. You understand what they did. They sabotaged. See, you never gave up hope for this union, and they were trying to sabotage your reunion. They're guilty of it. Now they're feeling broken and shattered because the truth is out. This third-party hoe bag was unsatisfied with what they had been offered, and they decided to go out and treat everybody like a dime a dozen, and they were just going to siphon all of the wealth out of their spiritual inheritance, out of their womb, out of their root, tap that spine, steal their mind, and F up their world because they're just that powerful. Ooh, look at me. Yeah, they love it when you suffer. But it's too late for them to take any action because the way you love can't be matched. You are irreplaceable, and they're trying to replace you. There's gossip over this. Chemistry. It could be there's gossip. Maybe you have mended your connection in this, whatever this was, this sun's, and the sun is here. And there might be some passion there. These ones are feeling your absence. They're trying to chase after you. They're in regret. Because they can't separate you from this new chapter. And they can't separate you from your love either. They're overwhelmed. They really want to take you out. They might want to try to come in and talk to you. Lure you in somehow. But what I've been getting is they're not willing to be nice about it. They're not willing to be nice about it. There's plans, but it looks to me like people see clearly now. They're not a true leader. They're not a true leader. So they're having anxiety because you're moving on. The love spell that they hired somebody to do on you either backfired or it didn't work. This attention seeker neglected to give you what you needed. They're sick. They're sick about it. They're sick. They could be diseased and fragile right now. So there could be a laying to rest of a liar who is lying to people about your mind. It could be that you have recuperated from the lies that this person did. Maybe they're telling somebody lies. Maybe they lied about the status of your mind and your body, your home. Disagreements. This person really doesn't think highly of anybody but themselves. Libation. Disagreements. They might be praying. They might be this religious person. It might be a religious person. They might be praying. You're leaving. This person wasn't able to martyr you. They weren't able to martyr you and steal your life. You're out here talking. They're so furious. Everybody knows they didn't do jack. They didn't do anything except talk. And it wasn't even a slick, smooth talk. I mean, some people can really sell stuff, but some people just, all they have is like this crap. Anyway, they're paranoid because they weren't able to cut you out. You've got the sun, rebirth. Your heart is open. You're a limitless, abundant being. Hospitality, congratulations. You are going to get equal give and take. You are calm. You have inner peace. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. Keep it simple, sweetie. Kiss. So somebody's in regret. Their health is failing them. There's a growth in optimism. They wish they could right their wrongs. They've made some mistakes. They're stressed out. They could have some mental issues going on right now. Pressure, feeling the pressure because you've got a public recognition and victory over these challenges. The negative energy is being released. Peace is being restored. You're a being of love. You are important. And you've got this soul contract too. You could have an important soul contract with somebody. Live and learn. You have learned a lot in whatever it is that you've done here. And you got this jacko, this wacky jack, who wanted to step into your world. They wanted to falsify a freaking contract. They wanted to pretend with this stupid love spell that they had a contract with you. And look at them. They're laughing, laughing, laughing because they never settled down. And they don't settle down. This person's now they're laughing, reminiscing about the jokes. Oh, that was so funny, screwing them over. So they got disconnected. This narcissist is too full of themselves. They got to surrender their need to control. They're getting the message. They ran away from their soul tie. They abandoned their soul tie. And they took everything from it while leaving the other person suffering and neglect, making them sick, doing everything in their power to make them fragile. Effing with their mind. This liar screwed up everything. You are stable. You are okay. They ran away from a soul tie with a stable person. And now they're still trying to cast illusions over your life of luxury that you've got coming to you for surviving this horrendous dipshit. They got to use caution. They are guilty of not being willing to settle down and be responsible. And they're there with their third-party hoe bag reminiscing about the inside jokes about how clever they were when it came to hurting you and stealing all of your good stuff. But God showed mercy upon you and lifted you out of this mess. And now they have to deal with God. They're not getting the damn money. They're not able to accomplish what they're setting their mind to with their labor. They're not getting the damn money. Their whole network of friends, they're not getting the money. Nope. Their whole team, none of them are getting the money. You know why? Because they can't accomplish what they're trying to do with their labor. Because God is so much mightier than this fantastic thief. I mean, if they were good at anything, it would be lying, cheating, and stealing and hurting others. But now we're going back to happy memories. We're being reunited with joy. There's a homecoming, and it's going to be real soon. You and your partner are close together. Patience, everything happens in divine order. This person's not getting a leadership role. They want to escape. This bully is embarrassed. They're looking for an escape. They weren't able to take your leadership role. This bully wants to escape. God's taking them down and out. That's exactly what's happening. Because they were doing magic, wearing masks as innocent people, while causing them natural disasters and reasons to survive, driving them into the freaking hellhole on purpose. You are the blessing and you're getting your damn reward while these ones are getting cast away. You are the high value soul and you have reached your goals while these ones fell into their own damn trap and now they want to apologize because these third wheel enemies are getting separated. I heard Divine Mother say she does not want to offer these people any more services. She does not want to collaborate with them any further. They tried to exterminate her family and she wants them out of her house. She persevered through the loss. But now these people are going through loss and they're getting rejected. They're freaking out because guess what? They're sick and lonely. You've earned merit, and there's evidence here. Research shows they're sick and lonely. They're sick and they left you lonely, but you are a good moral human. And that they were mind effing you, all of these ones, and now they want to compromise over the work they did to try to rob you with all those curses. Good news, a miracle is happening. God is mirroring everything back to them. Every intention that they ever set for you, every magical deed that they tried to destroy your family with, your future, your ability to have a beautiful family. Everybody that they collaborated with in that regard are going blind. They're going to lose their gifts because of what they did in the history. God said the need for vengeance is in the history. And they're protesting about it because they're protesting. They fought with you for your energy. But you're getting a new family tree now. And you're going to have sweet dreams because this stuff is being stopped because you have reached your goals. You did not let them steal your mind. You're too stubborn will. You are fated to have this beautiful, sweet love and marriage connection. Yes, you are. And those who are prideful are overloaded and overwhelmed because it's not just a beautiful love. It is the eternal love that you have been dreaming of your whole life, perhaps many lives. You have triumphed over this situation and you are ready to receive the fruits of your labor. This is the conclusion of that. Absolutely. And those who took bribes to try to hurt you so that they could have a life of indulgence are furious right now because they're bound to every commitment that they made with any low-level devil to try to bind you. They're bound to it, and that is justice. The promise of justice is here now being delivered while you are being saved by your alliances. All that money and all those gifts that belong to you are going, and what these guys get is imagination full of mental disturbances, supernatural events, exactly what you lived through. I don't know about you, but consciously, I was being torn apart for 22 years. And then it was, Then it was 37 years prior to that, it was unconscious warfare. I don't know. We're just going to have to wait and see what happens, I mean, God's shutting it down, but, this is a narcissist who's too full of themselves, and they've been getting away with this for a long time. They ran away from their soul contract. They abandoned their person while taking their person's gifts, their wealth, their happiness, and they hurt them so bad. And the sad thing is that they went around and taught people other people how to do it. That this was what is that? What is that book? What is that book called? How to Be Successful. Guaranteed. All you got to do is go be the biggest jerk in the entire universe. Secrets. They were not telling the truth. This person was a glory hound. They lied on you. They neglected you. They were not telling the truth. They were trying to make you sick. They probably tried to give you some kind of diseases or some kind of weakness. Whatever they did, they tried to make you extremely fragile. They neglected you and failed to give you what you needed while they were doing their very best to crush you. They're a liar. And they're lying right now in the mental body of the people. They are spinning a freaking story. Like, this is an empty vessel. An empty vessel. Preying, P-R-E-Y, on you. They lied about your mental health. They lied about your vessel. They lied about your light. They tried to snuff your light out, and they tried to say you were a low vibrational, hoe bag, whatever. And you're not. You're not nowhere near that. Needs. You got your chariot. You're going to be leaving soon. You're grateful and thankful. Yes. They were not able to martyr you, and now they're paranoid about their needs being met. They won't be met. They're not going to get any more services. Whoever this person is, they will not be servicing this entity any further. They will not get nothing. God has already said, never give it back. You will never give it back. This entity and anybody who has been working with this entity thinking it was so freaking funny to steal from you, to cause you extreme suffering, while then laughing with their bro ho, girl ho, whatever ho. They did not keep their promises. None of them. This weed seed lost. They were not willing to settle down. They neglected their contract. They ran away from it. It wasn't even validated. According to spirit, somebody said divorce, and it's like, no, there was never, it really wasn't, there was no marriage. It was a love spell. It was a magical illusion that this person utilized in order to steal from people's spiritual accounts. There was no contract. It was a false contract. So whoever married them is a false priest. Broken promises. Reciprocation. They didn't keep their promises. They're going to get that reciprocation is what they're going to do. Every nasty thing that they did to you is coming back to them and their family and everybody who helped them. Yep. They're disappointed. They're having health issues. Growth is happening in consciousness and awareness. It's optimistic. Everybody's feeling optimistic. This bloke made a whole bunch of mistakes and now they're paranoid. They can't sleep. They're stressed out. They could be far away from you. Maybe they have to keep their distance. You've got a victory over your challenges, over your challengers. The negative entities are being released in order to make space for peace. You're a being of love. You are important. You are having an important soul contract. You have lived and learned. You have developed experience here, gaining knowledge. This crucial dark side. You have lived and learned about those who operate on the dark side. You dove into the freaking hellhole and you learned as much as you could about as much as you could, and when it was time, God resurrected you and led you back into an ascension and gathered all that information, and now he's dropping the freaking hammer. All of your suffering was not for nothing. This narcissist is getting disconnected. They got to surrender their need to control. They're getting the message. The messenger is, this bloke ran away from their soul tie, but you are stable and you are okay. And they're having anxiety. They're having extreme anxiety because they lied, man. Everything that came out of this damn narcissist's mouth was a lie. Their whole life is a lie. They're trying to cast illusions regarding your Nine of Cups. They want to claim this life of luxury. In order to do that, they think that if they can successfully claim or obtain the 3D vessel that houses or enshrines the spirit and the soul, that they can then torment it or do whatever they want to with it and stick it back in the dark, right? They think that they can put it back in the dark, but God is the one who raised you out of that. So I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. I guess we're going to find out. You're leaving. Either way. The work that you did here, the information that you brought forth, the firsthand testimony, irrefutable evidence of what was happening here, has earned you this Nine of Cups that this thief is trying to take. Look, you've got mercy here because this entity made life very, very hard for you. You're this magnificent diamond. You're like this huge diamond. What is that? In the movies, what are they? That famous, this huge pink diamond or whatever. You're like the biggest, rarest diamond in the world, and this jackass treated you like you were trash. And God said, you know what? Enough is enough, you little jackass. You're never going to get that back. As a matter of fact, you're not going to have anything. You're going to go here. You're going to go deep, 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 deep into that hole. Right where you put that beautiful sunny being. You're very strong. You could be an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or there could be you having this influence over an air sign. They're not able to complete or accomplish whatever it is that they're trying to do here with their labor. They're not able to get the money, them or their network of friends, from this just another notch in the headboard business. Yep, they're not going to get it. Not going to get it because they neglected everybody. They haven't earned that reward. They're nothing more than a freaking brutalizing thief wearing a freaking top hat, running around like they're important. Speaking proper words, casting illusions over the minds of a sleeper. Fierce in the reverse. So we've got leadership in the reverse. Escape. This bully wants to escape. Fierce is in the reverse. Like they're not able to protect themselves. They can't protect themselves. They're not able to protect themselves. They want to escape. Their leadership is in the toilet, or this South Node leader or this leader is being evicted from that position. They're being stuffed into this hellhole right here for playing games with love, for making life very, very difficult for loving people. Yeah, they want forgiveness. They're looking for an exit plan here. They were trying to look for an exit plan. They figured that if they put enough flames into the hellhole that they could get out. They could just step right up on them like a little tiny ladder of light, right? And it just isn't happening. Their empire of this childish individual is crumbling. They're a jackass in the greatest degree. They're grieving that it did not work out the way that they had planned. They're burned. They might be getting burned. They might be getting burned because that has happened many times before. And I really feel that this jackass had something to do with it. Time traveling explorer, you know, siphoning the wealth out of people and just bouncing back and forth. Ooh, I'm clever. Ooh, I'm clever. You're unbothered. You're unbothered. You're leaving. You're leaving. This attention hound neglected you, made you sick, told lies on you. You're untriggered. You're unbothered. Love spell, that whoever they hired to do this love spell, it didn't work. It backfired. It could be that there's a practitioner in love with you now. Maybe they recognize that you're a unicorn, that you're special. We've got you recuperating from this liar messing with your mind and your home, your temple. There's disagreement here. They wish you understood how they feel, but they're an empty vessel. They're an empty vessel. They could be a religious person, or maybe they're part of some religious thing, or maybe they're praying now because their cup is empty. Or maybe they're just a P-R-E-Y, entity, searching out for whoever to fill their damn cup. They could be using some form of a religious network. There could be some kind of a religious network. And maybe they're no longer willing to offer the service of casting love spells. Maybe they're no longer willing to offer a service. Well, I know this little jackwagon, or some little jackwagon, was upset because whoever this new magistrate is, won't be supplying them with copycats. She doesn't play this stupid game. Podcast. There's an announcement. You're in your chariot. You're traveling soon. Grateful and thankful. They weren't able to martyr you. They're paranoid. It's like nobody believes that they sacrificed great things for their well-being. Nobody believes that. They still have a lot of needs that aren't being met. So you've got this person out there trying to portray themselves as some great being who has sacrificed everything to make your life better. But you still have freaking needs. You can see very clearly that that's bullshit coming out of their mouth. Your life hasn't improved. And it could be that somebody's out there, just bragging about all this crap that they've been doing for you. They're paranoid because nobody believes it. Everybody's still talking, dude, dudette, I have needs, man, and they're not being met. You're a freaking liar. You didn't sacrifice anything. You didn't give up anything. They're gonna get whatever they deserve, though, and that's what he, with all authority, has stated. He stated, and I say that because he's the only one who, when he speaks, it rumbles through your soul, and it's like your spirit, your soul just wants to move out. Because it's so damn scary. He said that they will get what they deserve. And it's not you. You can't, even if you wanted to help these people, he said you will never give it back. You're not going to give it back. God said so. He knows who you are, and he knows that these people have been lying. He knows that they did a love spell in the astral and probably got some form of a false contract and then drained your spiritual account and took charge over everything that was yours, including your damn title and your responsibilities, claiming that you weren't fit. All while this ass hat has been playing over here like he's some genius. They're not able to troll you. They're not able to troll you anymore. You're not dealing with this troll anymore. They broke all their promises. They made promises to collaborate, to work, to do, and they didn't. Instead, they brutalized. They turned a happy, beautiful, lush garden into a war zone and a freaking brothel. A whorehouse. Walking around, patting themselves on the back, how great they are for saving the people from the terrorists when they themselves are the freaking terrorists. Damn it. Trauma bonding terrorist. Far away. They have to stay far, far away from you. There is a growth in consciousness and awareness. Optimism is on the rise, and their health is failing. It's like, no, you got to stay away from this vessel. This temple, the temples that have the sun inside of them, is off freaking limits. God said this is the end of their relationship with batteries. They cannot siphon your wealth, your health, or your happiness anymore. They're mad. Of course they're real mad. We've got red flags. So we've got warning, warning, warning. You have learned about the operations of this system of darkness, and you have brought it forth. You've earned yourself an important soul contract because of the experiences that you have had and the ability that you have gained to manage yourself under great duress. And I know many of you felt like the weight of the world was on your shoulders because you probably had a whole tribe of people out there who sacrificed you sometime many, many lifetimes ago, and they've just been following you around, sucking on your soul, saying, oh, thank you very much, and you don't even know who they are. They just come back, they just come in as a stranger to tap you up for like a one-night stand or a 2-year union just so that they can get you to fall in love with them and then drop you in the freaking hellhole again. It's a game. They think it's funny. Empath in the reverse. This is not an empath. They've lost their empath. They've lost their connection to source. They've lost their connection to feel anything. So they're trying to cast an illusion over this 9 of Cups here, but they got to use caution because they are guilty of not wanting to settle down and be serious regarding families. They were joking with their third-party hoe bag about how much fun it was to hurt you, but God said, come on up, and he lifted you out, showed you mercy because things were very difficult for you. You're a diamond. You're a freaking diamond, and these people were doing the very least to gain the very most off of your suffering. They're still out there trying to cast illusions over the mental body of people. They're lying with this magical stuff. You're very strong here. You could be a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or you could be very bold and courageous when it comes to a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. They're not able to accomplish what they've been trying to do with their labor here. Their network of people, their friends, they weren't able to get the money from this stupid just another notch in the headboard passion project bullshit. Sorry. They're not able to capture a starseed. Nope. They're not able to get the starseed. They were not able to just another notch in the headboard a starseed. So they couldn't get the money. This love spell backfired. It doesn't work. If anything, it turned them off into a major, major degree. You're a legend. You shut it down. You shut it down with your self-care, and you're taking the land back from this vampire, this jealous vampire who's been snacking on every freaking buddy and everything. The Oracle is talking about the tinfoil hat conspiracy of this shadow demon who is a love bombing, gaslighting influencer. They've been influencing the people to love bomb and gaslight people. They could be a cult leader. Looking for billionaire status. But that's yours. That's yours. They're not able to protect themselves. They're being knocked right out of that leadership position. They're looking for an escape. This is a big-ass bully. They're embarrassed. People are gossiping, telling them to go F themselves. This privileged narcissist can go F themselves. Nobody wants to deal with them. He thinks that this unicorn is a bitch, but you know what? He's feral, so he can stay in his own damn lane. He's nothing more than a fashion witch, a simp, who does something, does the most for somebody who cares the least in the dark side. Yeah. Love bombing and gaslighting vampire who's been snacking on people, trusting people. She snacks on the energy of others. The love spell's not working. I'm going to go ahead and leave that one here. I hope that it clarifies something that you already intuitively knew. And I'll see you on the next one, everybody.